All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha, Kodash, Salakia. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, roll well. Peace and blessing, salutations to the hopefully elect of Israel. All right. So, Baharakah Kodash, we're going to go through this lesson. All right. Yahweh Ratazah, that is edifying. Yahweh Ratazah, that edifies those that need to be edified and condemns those that need to be condemned. All right, because there's a lot of people that need to be condemned. And there's a lot of people that need to, really just come to reality. That's the way I like to put it, reality, because this is reality. The scriptures are reality. All right, and I'm going to read about this, read some of this, and then I'm going to tie it in with the scriptures, just to kind of, tie it in with the topic that I'm doing, which is basically that these heathens, specifically Edomites, they try to run from judgment, okay? And that it's coming for them. And this right here is just a lick. It's just a lick of the whole entire thing, all right? Because this is nothing compared to what's coming to you heathens, all right? So, and also there's, some of them that need, some Israelites that need to be woke up yet, So we're going to get right into this. It says, Nathaniel Nat Turner, 1800 to 1831, was a black American slave, which we know he's an Israelite, was a black American slave who led the only effective sustained slave rebellion, August 1831, in United States history, spreading terror throughout the white South. And we know that they're not, let me clear this up first. We know that we're not black, and we know that they're not white. Okay, we're different shades of brown, and they're different shades of red, whether it be pink or a faded pink or whatever. All right? You can clearly see that these men are brown. All right? And you can clearly see that these people down here are not white. Well, this person right here, which is an ad, you can clearly see that she's not white. All right, she's actually a faded pink looking color. Because looking pale, or not even necessarily pale, but without melanin to a certain extent, without having brown skin like that, it's a curse, okay? So-called white people are albinos, okay? Esau came from a so-called black man, but he came out stripped from his pigment, okay? He didn't have any pigment, any pigmentation. He didn't have any. All right, he came out red because he had no pigment. Therefore, his blood, showed forth through his skin. Now, this is, a lie that they put on, I think it was 1681. If I'm not mistaken, Elder Malcolm has said it many times, which is the elder from Chicago that runs the GMS Maccabean Spirit YouTube channel. So, let's just read on. And let me just start over. Nathaniel Nat Turner, 1800 to 1831, was a black American slave who led the only effective sustained slave rebellion, August 1831, in United States history, spreading terror throughout the white South. His actions set off a new wave of oppressive legislation prohibiting the education, movement, and assembly of slaves, and stiffened pro-slavery, anti-abolitionist convictions that persisted in the region until the American Civil War, 1861 to 65. All right, and typically, if somebody were to read, like a slave were to pick up a book, he'd be killed. All right, because they were scared, because they know that when Israelites are given the chance to receive knowledge, but Nat Turner, he read the Bible. He read the Bible, and he understood that he was an Israelite, and he most likely knew that they were Edomites, or his enemy at least. He definitely figured that out, because that's why he started killing them. And, people, and by people I mean Edomites, they don't like talking about Nat Turner. And they never really talk about him at all, anywhere, And that's because they think he's a murderer. Even though he murdered people. Well, he didn't murder anybody. Actually, he killed people. There's a difference. Yes, there is. Don't say, well, it's the same thing. No, it isn't. All right? If there was a brother in this truth and he killed me, that's murder. All right? But, you people, you follow the Bible, but yet you think, because I know there's Christians out there, Edomite Christians, they'd say Nat Turner is a murderer, Well, what about King David? King David killed a lot of people. It's war, okay? He was fighting oppression. But anyways, moving on. If you think Nat Turner's a murderer, then you have no reason to read the Bible, period. Because the Bible is full of people that kill, all right? Moses killed somebody. A bunch of judges. Come on, man. He was born in the Virginia plantation of Benjamin Turner, who allowed him to be instructed in reading, writing, and religion. Sold 3 times in his childhood and hired out to John Travis, 1820s, he became a fiery preacher and leader of African American, which were Israelites that fled into Africa, specifically Southern Kingdom, known as the Jews collectively. He became a fiery preacher and leader of African American slaves on Benjamin Turner's plantation and in his Southampton County neighborhood, claiming that he was chosen by God to lead them from bondage. All right, and we know that Yahweh is going to send his son Yahushai back to deliver us. Yahweh Shema Shai, willing we're of the elect, or if you're a sincere sister, that you're of the 1/3. All right, but he was set up to strike fear into them. Okay, and Nat Turner was probably of the elect. He's most likely back now in reincarnation. All right, believing in signs and hearing divine voices. Turner was convinced by an eclipse of the sun, 1831, that the time to rise up had come, and he enlisted the help of 4 other slaves in the area. An insurrection was planned, aborted, and rescheduled for August 21st, 1831. When he and 6 other slaves killed the Travis family, managed to secure arms and horses, and enlisted about 75 other slaves in a disorganized insurrection that resulted in the murder of 51 white people. And notice how they try to twist the narrative. Just notice that. How the people that would feed Jake to alligators and do all this wicked ass shit, but it's still murder, and they still trying to paint them as the good guys. And if you still call yourself black, then you're lost, okay? Because they call us black because that means sinister, it means evil, it means wicked, it means cruel, it means without light. Whereas white means the opposite, pure, beautiful. And that's ironic because so-called white people collectively are the nation of Edom, which is the wicked. And they've proven that time and time again. Afterwards, Turner hid nearby successfully for 6 weeks until his discovery, conviction, and hanging at Jerusalem, Virginia. Notice how it's called Jerusalem. That's heavy. I didn't even know that. Along with 16 of his followers. The incident put fear in the heart of Southerners, ended the organized emancipation movement in that region, resulted in even harsher laws against slaves, and deepened the schism between slaveholders and free soilers, an anti-slavery political party whose slogan was free soil, free speech, free labor, free men, that would culminate in the Civil War. All right, so I had a feeling that this website was going to be biased, but the last one looked even more biased. The first one that I looked at, it was saying that people did not agree with his violent, uprising. So what was he supposed to do? March? Yeah, because that's done a lot for our people, hasn't it? Marching, protesting. He's a slave on a plantation where they whip you for not working, but he's gonna peacefully protest. Hey, you people are ridiculous, man. All right, you're ridiculous, and you can't run from judgment. So just get ready, man, because this is a taste of what's to come. This was a taste of what's to come. All right, because you're gonna go into slavery. All right. And there's going to be no revolution or uprising or insurrection on your side, okay? You're going into slavery and you're going to stay there for 1,000 years. And after those 1,000 years, you're going to be extinct, all right? I'm talking about the Edomites. You're going to be rounded up and you're going to be put to death, all of you, all right? And the other nations, after, 1,000 years of slavery, they're going to go back to their lands, all right? But they're still going to have to live under our laws and etc. But they're going to be happy that you're gone because you're the wicked. You destroy the planet. You literally are the human counterpart of the devil. All right? So anyways, and once again, that also has been proven time and time again. So you can't run from your judgment. All right? And the elites, which are most likely all Amalekites from the nation of Edom, they think that they can run from judgment. All right? They think that they can use their money to escape captivity. They're sorely mistaken. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. And this is actually going into all the devils, really. All right, especially you Edomites, because, well, that's what I'm talking about when I say devils. When we say devils, we're talking about the Edomites, but I mean heathens. But Edomites, when they see Yahushua crack those clouds, they're gonna lose their shit. Okay, because first of all, they're more than likely they heard us speak on the streets, and they're gonna know that what we were saying was true. And also because they well, first of all, they're scared of so-called black men with power. You know, like they were terrified of Nat Turner, which is why they immensely enforced not allowing them to read after that, because they didn't want that to happen again. All right? And it's just really terrible. Our people are so destroyed because of the fact that we were killed for reading back then, and now Israelites don't even want to read at all, even though they have the free will to do so. But let me continue on, because a lot of these devils are going to be screaming and hiding. They're trying to run from judgment. You can't, devil. You're going right into slavery once your kingdom's done, man, and it's almost done. You better believe it. You better believe it. And if you don't want to believe it, because you probably won't, your pride is going to blind you, but it's coming. And actually, you being blinded by your pride and you not believing that it's going to happen, when it does happen, it's going to be even better for your demise. Okay? Because it's going to be even more soul-shattering than it already would be. This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 15. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. All right? Who's sitting on the throne? Yahweh. And who's the Lamb? Yahushua. Yahushua is not coming back to have tea parties, man. Like, Yahushua is coming back to kill people, man. All right? The Lion of the tribe of Judah. Him and the angels are coming back, and they're going to deliver the elect. Because first of all, that's what a lot of you Christians believe. You think that Serapis is going to come down from the sky, some cracker faggot, and he's going to start handing out stickers and handing out fucking marshmallows and fucking Butterfingers and shit. Reese's Puffs and, like, obviously, I'm just adding some fucking childish shit, because that's how childish your ideology is. You believe that they're coming with hugs and kisses. No, all right? Serapis ain't coming, period. Yahushua is coming, and he's mad. All right? He's angry. That's why it says the wrath of the Lamb. Okay? So, Yahushua isn't going to have no tea parties with you, man. He ain't going to have no tea parties. He ain't going to sit down with you and talk things out. He ain't going to sit down and start passing out stickers like you think Serapis is going to do. All right? Because that's really what you believe. You believe some cracker, which is Serapis, is going to come down and is going to basically give out hugs and kisses and fucking stickers and, like, really? He's going to give out lollipops and shit? That's fucking folly, man, and that's not in the scriptures. But we're reading the scriptures right now. Verse 17, For the day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So you're not going to be able to hide yourself, man, because that's what they want. They want to hide. You're not going to be able to hide. Okay, you're not going to be able to escape judgment. And the fact that you're even going to try to escape judgment from the Almighty Yahweh and his son Yahushua is utterly ridiculous. All right, this is Amos chapter 9, verse 2. Though they dig into hell, thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, thence will I bring them down. Okay, so you're going to try all manners of ways to, escape. Whether you're going to be in an airplane, or whether you're going to be in a bunker, or whether you're going to be in some hideout in the middle of nowhere, or whatever, man, whatever you try to do, it's not going to work, right? Excuse me, Sluggy, it's not going to work. Okay, you're going to go into captivity. Excuse me, Slocky, let me make sure I took the bookmark off of that. Okay. Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh. Alright? So you're extremely prideful and you believe that you're never going to be brought down. You believe that you're never going to go into slavery. You believe that you're never going to have to pay for the iniquity that you did for countless years and generations. You believe that you're not going to have to pay for that receipt. Because when you go to a restaurant and they give you the receipt, you can't just get up and walk. You have to pay it. Right? And you're not leaving that store or that restaurant, until you pay that goddamn bill. All right? And that's the same thing here. You're not going nowhere. You're going to pay that fucking bill. All right? And Yahweh is all about righteous recompense, man, for his people. This is Revelations 13:9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. So if you have understanding, then you'll receive this. Verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. We just read about a man that was in captivity. Who put him into captivity? So-called white man. And then you say, well, Africans sold Africans. No, Hamites sold Israelites. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. The saints are the Israelites, specifically the elect. All right, so you just get ready. In fact, I'm going to go back to the book of Obadiah because there's actually some pretty heavy things in there that I left out. I'm not going to make this too long. I just want to bring this out. This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 15. For the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for a stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh has spoken it. All right? Yeah, that's about it from there. Let's head to Baruch. Some heavy precepts in there that I remember through the Spirit. I gotta find what chapter it's in. Well, there's a couple verses I want to get from here. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 25. My children suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from Yahweh, for thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction and shalt tread upon his neck. All right, so just like, that boxer said, all right, Wilder, we're in captivity, man. Well, he didn't say that, but he said to this day, we're fighting to this day. We're in captivity to this day, man. In fact, I think that's actually in Baruch. We are yet this day. Yep, Baruch 3:8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from Yahweh our God. So a lot of you Edomites, you think that you're above us because you're superior. No, you're inferior. We're down on the bottom because we went off, because we were disobedient. The prophecies fit the Israelites, which today are known as so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The prophecies that regard the Israelites are those people, okay? And people and don't think, it's all about color and this and that. No, it's not about color, all right? I follow GMS. We know it's not about color, all right? It's about people from the nation of Israel, and you're an Israelite through your father's seed line, okay? But most of the Israelites are so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They go under those titles, okay? All right, this is Baruch chapter 4. Oh, well, let me just read down back to this. Verse 26, my delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught of the enemies. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so, being returned, seek him 10 times more. For he that hath brought these plagues upon you shall bring you everlasting joy with your salvation. Take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children served. Miserable is she that received thy sons. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad of thy fall, so shall she be grieved of her own desolation. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. For fire shall come upon her from the everlasting, long to endure, and she shall be inhabited of devils for a great time. O Jerusalem, look about thee toward the east, and behold the joy that cometh unto thee from Yahweh. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing of the glory of Yahweh. All right, now I just want to say Yahweh is the greatest, man. And he's perfect. And his son is the second greatest, second in ranking, and he's also perfect. They're both great. All right, and they will deliver us, but you have to believe in them. You have to believe in Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right, you have to endure and fight the demons and fight wickedness. We're almost out of here though. All right, and that last precept there, saying right here, let me read it again. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of Yahweh. And really, you can say in the glory of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, or Yahweh Yahweh Shai. All right, and that's going into the elect, okay, because it says from the east to the west. Just like the elect are going to be gathered from the four corners. So with that said, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone to roll well. Peace and blessing salutations to the hopefully elect of Israel. All right, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. We really are almost out of here, okay? It's at the doors. Shalom.